Welcome to Nystrom World, home of Nystrom maps, atlases, and mapping programs. Here at Social Studies School Service, we are happy to be able to provide you with free digital access to our Nystrom World platform. As you transition to working with students remotely, we are here to help make that transition easier on you and your students. Nystrom World is made up of different modules. You can find the home menu by clicking on these three dots at the top of your screen. There are maps and tools, atlases with ready-made activities, and mapping programs. The mapping programs are for middle and high school students. The three modules can also be accessed by clicking on their icons here and on the home page. We'll take a quick look at how to set up your students, then we'll go over what the content of each module looks like. Let's get started by setting up your students and adding them to the platform. You will receive a link from us to set up your account. Click on the link and follow the instructions. Once done, you'll be able to register students. Fill in your first and last name, enter your district email address, add a contact phone number, and set your own password. Once you click register and your account is set up, log in at nystromworld.com. If you have any trouble with your password after you have set it up, just type in your email and click Forgot Password. Once you've entered the platform, here are a few helpful things to note. If you click on the question mark, in the right-hand corner, you will find the Help section. You can also reach the email feature with the mail symbol here. The Help section provides a user guide for teachers and students, has a list of commonly asked questions that may help you solve any problem you may have. Now, we'll show you how to add your students. There is a reminder here in this help section if you need to go over it again. To get your students set up, return to the home page, and on the home menu, you will find Manage Students. Click on Manage Students, and you'll be prompted with the option to create a new student class. You can name your class whatever you'd like. Once it is saved, the class becomes part of the classes that are available. The name can always be edited, or if a mistake is made, a class can be deleted and you can start over. Once a class is set up, you can start adding students. There are a couple of options to add students. You can send them this link by copy and pasting it into an email, and they will be given the same steps you were given. They will see student registration, and from there they can set up their accounts. There are other options that may be easier, especially if you're working with elementary students. You can register students one at a time by completing their first and last name, email address, and password. If they don't have an email, you can always give the student a fake one. The email you choose does not have to be a reachable or an active email address to work. For example, student1@school.com, and then you could set up their password. And to select the class you want to put the student in, here is the registration link again. So there are multiple options to get this link so students can register themselves. What if you have a whole list of students and want to import them all at once? You can easily import them from a spreadsheet formatted as a CS feed file. Any Excel file can be converted to a CS feed file, and then you can just upload by choosing the file from your computer. Once you have attached it here by choosing File and Attach, you can hit Upload and all your students will be uploaded into the system. Again, let's take one more look at that. Go to the Home menu and click Manage Students, then Classes, and set up a new student class. Once the class is set up, you can add your students one at a time, or import the entire class with the spreadsheet, or send them a link. Let's take a quick look into Maps and Tools. You've been given a license that has elementary map collections. The elementary collection consists of both early learning and readiness K through second grade, and also includes a collection of maps which are great for grades 3, 4, and 5. There are some U.S. history maps if you're teaching elementary U.S. history sans 5th grade. If your students are secondary, middle, or high school, you have a different collection. You will have a set of secondary maps that will give you the political relief, land cover, land use, population, and all the thematic maps. You will also have the full collection of history maps, which include both U.S. history and world history. There's a toolbar that students can go through to mark up the maps, measure things, and add symbols and stamps. The layout is very similar to the teacher layout. Now let's take a look at atlases and activities. Depending on your grade level, you'll have either the elementary or middle school sets of atlases. The atlases are set up like this for students. They can click on the atlas and it will look like an e-reader. For your students to be able to access the Atlas flipbook, you will have to share the atlas with that class of students. Remember how we set up the class? You just choose for all students in that class to have access to the atlas, and once you hit send, it will be available. We can go over it one more time. You select the atlas next to the Atlas flipbook. You hit the Atlas Share button, which allows you to share with either the whole class of students or specific students. There is an option to download activities that you can save and provide to students either as one worksheet at a time or all of them to work through. These are the student worksheets that go with the atlas. Let's go back and take a look at the atlases one more time. I went through the main menu to reach the atlases and selected the atlas I wanted to assign, and then used the Share button. The secondary, middle school, and high school atlases have two options. They have the downloadable activities and interactive activities that you can assign to students online. They come in more than one level, so you can easily differentiate for students. If you wanted to assign the secondary online activities, you would just click Assign and the class or group of students you are assigning it to. You can also add the dates you want the assignments to be open. Customizable highlights are available for students to highlight their readings, and you can assign your own highlighting. You can write instructions for your students, which will appear in the student platform when they log on. Let's take a look at the third module in Nystrom World, the mapping programs. These are designed for students in grades 6 through 12. The Mapping Our World is for global studies or geography if you are studying the eastern and western hemispheres or if you're studying certain continents. There is also Mapping United States History and Mapping World History. In Mapping Our World, you have each of the continents. Let's take a look at South America. It begins with a close reading. You can assign students a reading, and then you can assign them the different activities within the atlas. Here will be step-by-step instructions for students to complete the activity, including what they should use from the toolbar to mark the maps. If they need to use the atlas to help them, they can click right here and the atlas will open to the specific page for that lesson. There is a larger project at the end of the chapters. These projects allow students to apply what they learned in each chapter. They're designed for students to be able to be more open-ended in their thinking and explore what they have learned. These projects all come with complete instructions for the students and ask them to work through them step by step. We hope that using Nystrom World will be helpful to you and your students during these challenging times we are facing. If you ever get lost or need help, you can contact us from the homepage by clicking the mail symbol or the question mark, and there's a help built into the platform. Please contact us if we could do anything else to support you. If you are unable to message us through the platform, our email address is help@socialstudies.com. Enjoy your journey through Nystrom World.